Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2018. The album, Dad AF. Despacito. This is how we do it down in Puerto Rico. Except I'm in the Dominican Republic for my last day on vacation. And all day today, we have been without Wi-Fi, on a private island. It has been really, really nice to be detached from the world. But true story, I thought I was gonna come back to my hotel room and I thought there were gonna be 3 videos from Trisha, 2 videos from Jason Nash. The whole thing was gonna be going crazy again and all this kind of stuff. But no, there's silence in the front over there. But I did want to make this video because I had made a video yesterday and I was talking about the whole Trisha Paytas Jason Nash video, or breakup. And I did that in the video. I did not address the intricacies of their relationship because I don't like to do that on my videos. I talked about pertinent things that she said that I thought were really profound that I think could be applied to anybody out there watching, her video. But after that, before I could even get my video up, Jason Nash had made a reaction video. Yes, Jason Nash, who says, I never make videos like this. In fact, at the beginning of his reaction video, he said something to the effect of, I never make videos like this, even though he did a video that's getting millions of views. Very, very interesting. And I sat back and I was kind of watching all of it because on the heels of that, Trisha uploaded a video reacting to his reaction video saying, I'm not going to be accused of being a liar. Which I actually understand and I respect her for making that video. I also respect him for making the video that he did, okay? But there's 2 things going on here. Number 1, when is the back and forth gonna stop? Number 2, was the relationship ever real to begin with? And I think that both of those need to be talked about, okay? And I'm talking about this more for you guys than anything else because for me, as an uber fan of Trisha Paytas, I wanna believe that the relationship was 100% real. I want that for Trisha, And what I would really hope is that her and Jason will work things out and they'll get back together and the whole thing will be fine. And whether it was fake or whether it was real, I think that's probably what we'll see anyway. I do believe they'll get back together. And I think it works from both angles. But before we get into that, I want to read to you guys a very interesting comment that I got. And I'll tell you why it was interesting to me. Because I was watching these videos, and as a drama count executive of the East Coast, I pick up little things that people say in videos. I'm going to tell you the things I picked up in a second. But I got this comment on my video yesterday from Antoinette Pryor, and she said, hello Antoinette, how are you? And she said, seems like they had a good business collab thing going, judging by how many videos they were doing with his group. And now the ultimate pattern ending. I personally don't take any of this seriously. I watch YouTube for the entertainment and I think people should see through the clickbaiting and not get emotionally involved. These people are laughing all the way to the bank. Trust me, they're fine. Well, I think it's actually a very interesting comment and let me tell you why. If you look at this and this relationship was fake, okay, and I'm not saying that it is, but let's just say if it was, they cross-pollinated different audiences. And what that means is that Jason's audience over here with David Dobrik and all those people are one audience. Trisha has another audience over here, right? So when they started making videos together, people that followed Jason started following Trisha, and people that followed Trisha started following Jason, so they cross-pollinated their audiences. It's very, very smart. We see it happening all the time. It's very similar to like the Manny MUA and Christine Seidelko, collab when they did the podcast and they did the makeup and all that kind of stuff. Or Jeffree Star and whoever he chooses to do it, Shane Dawson and Graveyard Girl. It's very, very smart, okay? And there's a lot of marketing that goes into this. The other thing is, and I hate to ruin the magic for you, but there are a lot of relationships on YouTube that are very, very real, but there are a lot of relationships on YouTube that are not real at all. I had to bring out my Duh fan for that one. But it's the truth. I couldn't believe it. When I found out that some of my favorite relationships were straight up alive from the pit of hell, I was devastated. I was like, you mean this is just like The Hills? It's all a bunch of fakery? I could not believe it. So who knows, right? But one thing was very interesting to me was that Trisha said 2 things in her very first video. She said, we've done this, we've played it up a lot for the camera. Well, why would you play up a real relationship for the camera? I don't understand that. To make it more entertaining for us, okay. Well, I do a vlog of my husband and I all the time, and I don't feel like I need to play it up. I just don't. In fact, sometimes I tell him, tone your ass down. You're saying some things that people don't want to hear. So I don't understand that. The second thing was at the end of her video, this was very interesting to me. She said, we're supposed to do this live show next week. I don't know what we'll do. I guess we'll reimburse you guys for the tickets, or we'll figure that out then, right? Well, I went on just now to free whatever they're selling that from, the full screen live or whatever, at 6:45 on Saturday, June 23rd, and it took me right to the cart and was able to purchase 2 VIP tickets for the small price of $600. $600! So they haven't canceled the show, and you can still purchase tickets, right? Well, that's interesting to me. That means between now and the time of the show, which I think is sometime next week, that they haven't canceled the show, even though Trisha said this is completely done. She put out a video and said we're over. Jason put out a video and said that we're over, and yet the show you're still able to purchase tickets for. So what it makes me wonder is, are they not really over yet? Maybe they weren't selling tickets. I don't know. Maybe we needed to spice things up. Whatever. I don't really care. Like Antoinette here, I like watching it. Entertainment or otherwise, I love watching it all unfold. I think it's very, very interesting. And, you know, I think that there is probably so much clickbaiting and fakery that goes on these big scale relationships anyway, that we're never really going to know what's true and what's false, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Do you guys think the relationship was real? Do you think it wasn't? I really saw a different side of Trisha, and it was interesting because a lot of people, I had said that I saw a vulnerable side of her in the last couple of months. But what was interesting to me was that a lot of people in the comment sections were like, I didn't see Trisha vulnerable at all. Well, I did. And the other thing that's interesting to me is that all of this stuff is centered around Trisha saying that she feels super heavy, and that, you know, all these comments that he made about her. And in all these videos recently, the vlog footage that she showed in her newest video, and videos of her with the hoodie on and all that kind of stuff, when I was watching these videos, I thought Trisha looked a lot thinner than she's looked, you know, in the last couple months. So she's lost weight, yet she's saying that she's gained a lot of weight. I don't know, that's just my perception. I mean, I think Trisha always looks gorgeous. I think she always does. But y'all know I am a huge Trisha Paytas fan. So let's go into the 2 videos and let's discuss them for a little bit, because everybody wanted to know what I thought about the Jason Nash video and the follow-up Trisha Paytas video. Okay, so when I was watching Jason's video, it didn't really surprise me a lot of what he said. In fact, there were pieces of it that made me kind of feel bad for him, honestly. You know, I think any relationship is really difficult. When you are trying to make the other person happy, when, you know, you're trying to make them feel as happy as they possibly can, and you're trying and trying over again, and you're just knocked down, it can be extremely frustrating. I've been in those relationships before. I think people have been in relationships like that with me before, where I'm that person, because I can be difficult to be in a relationship with, you know? And I am somebody that does try to sabotage relationships. And I talked extensively yesterday in my video about how my husband and I are marriage counseling. And, you know, one of the things that I have had to get through the last couple, you know, relationships that I've been in, so that I can be in a healthy relationship today, is to not sabotage relationships. And really at the core, what it is that I do not believe on some level, or I didn't believe that I am valuable enough and worthy enough to have a healthy relationship. So subconsciously and internally, what I do is I set up these barriers and these obstacles to try to sabotage a relationship. And a lot of times I don't even realize I'm doing it, right? I see a lot of that similar behavior in Trisha, and it makes me very sad for her. Because until you work on those relationships, you're not ever going to get to the point, you know, where you can have a healthy relationship, that you're not sabotaging it. You can say, I really do deserve to have a healthy relationship. And today I can say that, you know, and I'm coming up on 7 years married and 10 years together. So obviously I've worked past that. Now, Jason's video alone, okay, without Trisha's follow-up video, I thought painted him in this light of, hey guys, it's Jason, and wow, I'm so sad, you know, that this happened. And I'm not dogging Jason, okay? I think Jason's self-awareness is lacking. I really do. You know, I think in watching what they put out there for us, and you have to remember, okay, a lot of people get very upset and they'll say, oh, don't say this about Jason, or don't say this about Trisha, or don't say this about, well, they're putting it out there for us to critique, to put out there in the world, right? I mean, that's really what it is. And so when I'm sitting there watching it, he's like, hey, you guys, like, I feel so bad about this. And, you know, it makes me really sad that Trisha feels this way, but, like, she didn't have to put out the video. You're dating Trisha Paytas. What did you think was going to happen the second y'all had a fight or broke up? Seriously? I mean, this is her life. She lives her life on camera. So anybody that's going to date Trisha Paytas should know she's going to make a video about it. Period. Let's be for real. But my advice to both of them at this point would be, take some time off, okay? You know, I thought he explained a lot. I thought, you know, he explained why he was in the club. I related listen, we're about the same age, okay? And I related so much of what he said about not wanting to be out, and after 11 o'clock he's fading and all this kind of stuff. I have a really hard time believing that Jason Nash, honestly, was out that late at night. Yeah, I don't know. The night that he and Trisha got into a fight trying to get some. But listen, all of us have had our feelings just crushed to the ground, and in that moment you're like, they're trying to fuck somebody and I'm gonna catch them in it. You know what I mean? Like, we all do that. We've all done that. We've all been there. And that's why, you know, sometimes when you've had that argument, you have to have some space. Like, give each other some space and say, you know what, right now, I'm too angry to talk to you. I'm gonna give me 24 hours to calm my ass down, and then let's reconnect tomorrow, and I wanna sit down and talk to you about how my feelings are hurt. I think that Trisha and Jason have such, I don't know, they just connected so well. And one of the things I really liked was where Jason was talking about, we both got each other, we both like to make YouTube videos. They're both super passionate about YouTube. The way that he ended his video talking about how much he loves, you know, YouTube and all that kind of stuff, and how much it saved his life, I love that. And having talked to Trisha, I know that Trisha feels very similar to that. So there's a lot that's alike about them, right? There's a lot that could work in this relationship. But those two need to get themselves in some counseling, together and alone, because you're bringing all these issues into the relationship that you can't fix on your own. And if you think that you can't, I need to fix his hair is what? I don't know much about clothes, but my hair looks fierce. But anyway, I mean, y'all need to, listen, you need to tell me when my hair looks bad, okay? If I got stuff in my nose, like boogers, and if my hair looks bad, that's when you gotta tell me. But anyway, you know, I think that if they were willing to do that, I think they might have a strong relationship. But Trisha's got a lot of shit to work on, and so does Jason too. The one thing I did not like about his video, okay, my camera shut off, so it just got a lot darker in here, you guys, I apologize. The one thing I did not like about his video was that he would say things and then he would backpedal. He would say things and he would backpedal. Just put out there what you have to say and let people, you know, be the judge of that, if that makes sense. But I thought the video was well done by and large, okay? And I thought it was pretty respectful. Until I saw Trisha's follow-up video. And she came out and she said, I am not gonna be anybody's liar. And I really respected her for that. Because when you're going through a breakup like this, and you have to remember, okay, for me, my first inclination is to say, why are you guys putting all this out there? But they're public figures. They're a public couple, so of course they're gonna put it out there, right? I mean, it only makes sense, real or otherwise. And we're gonna wanna know what's going on. If they didn't put a video out there, people would ask more questions, you know what I'm saying? And no, it's not our business, but they've made their relationship very, very public to the point where they're interviewing for a reality show, and they're gonna do a live tour together and things like that. I mean, people are invested in this relationship. They want to know. So when I watched Trisha's video and she said, I'm not going to be anybody's liar, and if he said that, she said something to the effect of, I'll delete my channel. I was like, girl, no, you will never delete your channel. No, ma'am. No, you will not. But then when she watched the footage, and I'm going to show you exactly how I responded to this, okay? She showed the footage, and he said, oh, I know what you're, something to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing, allegedly, I know what you're going to do. You're going to go lose 50 pounds and look hot, and then come. What, ma'am? What did you just say? No. That, to me, is almost worse than calling me fat. If my husband said to me, you're going to go and lose, you know, 50 pounds and come back and look hot, I'd be like, you think I don't look hot already? You don't think I look hot as your husband already, or boyfriend, or whatever I am? That is some hurtful shit, okay? And then to turn around, and this was even the worst part of the video, when she knew what she was doing when she showed this, okay? To turn it around and then have him go, what did I say? Why are you even mad? And then to follow it up in his reaction video and say, I don't even know why she's overreacting, when she put a video clip out there that wasn't even referencing really the statement that he made, which makes the viewer, me, think he kind of made these kind of comments all the time to her and didn't even realize, and still doesn't realize, that those are hurtful things to say to people. Well, the reality is this, okay? And I don't know if you're sitting there watching this video with your boyfriend or your husband or whoever you're watching it with, But I think that this is a stigma that men need to understand in society. That women a lot of times are held, okay, looks-wise, because of lookism, to a higher standard than men are. So men can stand out there with no hair done, not caring how their skin looks, 100 pounds, 50 pounds overweight, with their gut showing all over the world, and nobody says a damn thing. But a woman says it, and they come for her every single time, right? And that's some hateful shit. It's a double standard that we live by in this society, and it's so sad to me. It breaks my heart for all of my friends that are women, that they have to live to this double standard, that they have to keep up, which it's hard for any of us, men or women. But for men, and so many women say this to me, right? You're so good looking for your age. Thank you, I appreciate that. But you know, like women will say, it's easier for men. You can let your hair go white. I couldn't let my hair go white. It would age, I mean, it ages me. But for women, it's harder. And when women are heavier, people say worse things to them than they do to men. Trust me, as a heavier person, people say things to me all the time as a man that's heavier, right? Or they'll look at me or something like that, especially when I'm trying to buy clothes or I order like an extra piece of cheese on something at a restaurant. But never the kind of comments that women get in our society. It just breaks my heart. And so to be a partner in that relationship means that you're gonna have to understand the language of love and how you speak to somebody that you love. And those things just aren't okay. But I really do believe that Trisha and Jason will work things out. I really do think there is something whether it started out of this fakeness or it was totally real and genuine from the beginning and it's real now, I don't know, okay? But there is something very, very real and authentic to me. There is something about it that I think seems like they both care a lot about each other. Jason even said in his video, he said, I love Trisha, you know? And he didn't even joke for 1 second that she could be difficult. But he did say that he loves her. And love is the foundation that a lot of us want in relationships and we don't have. When you have love in a relationship and you're willing to communicate to one another and you're willing to start getting some help to heal a relationship, which I wish they would get some help. Because I really do believe that they could turn this relationship into something fantastic. I hope they don't just walk away from this and go, well, it just is what it is. It's just another experience that I can, you know, throw into my bag of experiences down the road for the next relationship that I get in. We're not all promised a relationship in life. You know, we don't ever know when the next person is going to come along. So sometimes we have to put all of our tools that we have into the relationship we're in currently and try to make it work. And I think at the end of the day, most of us want to be loved and we want to love somebody else in return. At least that's how I feel. I love you guys and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.